next.
With Chesapeake Bay gleaming in the distance, we are inside M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, Maryland. Today, it's an AFC North matchup between the Chicago Cougars and the Baltimore Ravens. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Raven team as they get ready here. And losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
On the other side of the field for our visitors here, they come in after tasting defeat for the first time in about a month as their loss snapped a 4-game winning streak. Two men ready to do battle. It's time to dance. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Ravens on offense, and the man in charge from Louisville, the former MVP, Lamar Jackson.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw one touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
Here's Richardson to start the drive. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
He was tackled at the 27-yard line.
From the 27, Jackson. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Now it's Richardson. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. On the ground, here's Richardson again. And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, Tucker. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
The Ravens send their punter out now. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. Yikes. Terrible kick headed straight for the sidelines. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they'll be let out by their 6-year cornerback.
And he's had a great season so far throwing the football. Very likely could go over 4,000 yards with a good performance here. And even in an age of passing first, that is no small accomplishment.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. Back to throw here. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. The numbers for him from a week ago. 3 catches, 54 yards.
And he's able to pull that last pass in, but this is usually a pretty tough unit to try and maneuver against. They're in the top 10 in the league against the pass, and you and I both know there's not much difference between 1 and 10.
Now a throw for the left sideline, and he's got it. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down. Again, he'll drop to throw. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. Calling a gain of 6 on the play. And that'll bring up fourth down. And now a decision here on the opening drive. Fourth and very short, this part of the field. What do you think they do, CD?
I think you go for it. I think there's a lot of game left to be played. I like the advantage that they're trying to create here early. I say be aggressive and try and get it done. Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
The Ravens heading out on offense as we look at the playoff picture in the AFC.
Well, including this week, 3 weeks remain in the regular season, Charles, and it is going to be interesting to see how this playoff picture sorts itself out before we head into the postseason.
Competitive, entertaining postseason, that's what we're always striving for. But I think we get it during the regular season, too, because you never know how things are going to go during the final weeks of the season. Every team pulling out all the stops to get a better seed or just to get one of those 7 seats at the table.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. On 3rd and 1, Jackson. He finds his man, complete. It's Weber. And he will have the Ravens first down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4.
Well, these two teams ended that up way back in the season opener. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Jackson from the shotgun. Out to his left. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. Play action. Now Jackson. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
From the gun, it's Jackson. Touchdown! A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Ravens are on the board first here this afternoon.
So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. That time a 6-play drive. And it's capped off with a Ravens touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
From the 6. And able to get this out to the 25.
Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him. And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack.
They'll take it past the 40 to the 41, 2nd down.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. He'll drop to throw. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. It'll go as a loss of 3 on the sack, and it brings up third down.
Well, the number one mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
And this came from the edge, and those pass rushers, they have so many tricks of the trade to get around blockers. They have a lot of tools in their kit. This was pure speed and athleticism on this play down, and they could barely get a glove on him before he got the quarterback on the ground.
He finds his man, complete. That's Lawrence. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 43. Nice third down conversion and even 20 yards. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary. Figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And he'll be stopped at the 28 on a play that started at the 14. They pick up 14. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Ball.
And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
2nd and 2. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
2nd and 1 from the 2. And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down.
That's a really alert defense there, because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Out of the gun now on third down. Touchdown! A 5-yard touchdown.
And the Cougars are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Well, on that connection, it looked like they maybe had some pre-play communication. Maybe one of them noticed an area that was open in the defense to get the pass to.
When you put the time in, sometimes you have that great silent communication that you just noticed right there, because the best quarterback-receiver combos in the NFL, they know how to make those adjustments at the line of scrimmage when they see something pre-play, and they got it done there.
A 10-play drive that time, and it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And now this offense comes back out onto the field.
So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers, because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
From the 27, Jackson. And his throw is incomplete. The Ravens on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Able to slither by. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards on that one, and a Raven first.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game,
question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. Throwing now, Jackson on first down. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now it's Jackson. He finds his man, complete. That's Robertson. And they're going to get this up to midfield. Off the play fake, here's Jackson. They'll roll him out right.
And Jackson's so tough to stop. He's got a first down, and he gives himself up there at the end. They'll try and run the option.
And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th.
Little read option, the end result, the first down, so a good read.
And the way teams are running it nowadays, they've added variety to it. You know, the original way was you read the defensive end. If he crashes down, you pull it and you go. Now they may not even block that person, may end up reading the linebacker, may read the cornerback. Just depends on how they want to block it up. In any case, this worked well for them.
And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30.
Now a solid job using his legs. 16 yards and a first down on the keeper.
I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react. Even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL, they're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. They'll run again with Richardson. And he's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage, but that's about it.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Jackson.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he will not get what he needed as he stopped short of the first down at around the 22. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down, they just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
They'll try and run for it. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a first down. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down.
So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10.
2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
He's taken down at the 17-yard line. A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd.
To throw is Jackson. And that's off the mark, incomplete. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Here's Jackson. And this is going to be incomplete. So 4th down coming up. John Harbaugh will send on the field goal unit. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And they take the lead here now at 10-7.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Their quarterback in this offense heading back out to the field. He had the touchdown pass on their previous drive, and they'll search for another score as they begin here with a 1st and 10.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a first down.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
They'll look to throw here. Man open left side is Brown. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down. They'll set up a throw. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Lawrence.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. And a nice milestone reached on that last throw as here late in the season, he goes over 4,000 yards passing.
And he's really thrown the ball well all season long. Had some big games along the way. He's inspired his receiving corps to go out and make plays for him in each and every ball game.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Got a man, it's Brown.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 16. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
They've looked his way quite a bit, and in my estimation, as well they should.
Well, that's now 5 catches in this first half alone.
And he picks up another first down. He's been an important part of their offense here early.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
I don't care what sport you're playing. Everyone likes to build up a little momentum, don't they? And look at this, back-to-back completions to the big target at tight end.
That one not as profitable as the other, but still a decent gain.
Coming up on a 2nd and 6.
They run the draw play. This is Cobb. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
How about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. A quick throw, but incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll look to throw. And this is going to be intercepted.
And the Ravens are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
The Raven offense going to take over late in this first half. And leading 10-7, they may just want to get this to the locker room.
After the interception, here's Jackson.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
They'll try again from the 20 on 2nd and 10. Jackson now. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
Jackson looking to throw on 3rd. This is intercepted. So they take over not only in enemy territory, but in the red zone at the 16-yard line.
Certainly feels like the classic second guess, but let's be honest about it. They had a chance going to halftime with the lead. Why did they take a chance with a throw there? I don't understand that.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. And now this defense has to try to protect that lead going into the locker room. The Chicago offense set to get started. And they've got a good chance of getting points out of this. They start in the red zone on first down.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's down inside the 10 to the 8, and it comes on a gain of 8. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
Ball on the 8, 2nd and 2.
Back to throw. The quick slant caught.
Oh, he's brought down. And remember here, no timeouts left. They got to get to the line quick.
So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome into our EA Sports Halftime Report. It's a busy Week 17 of the regular season, so let's get right to it. We start with two of the winningest franchises in the AFC. Denver heading east to take on Pittsburgh. And they are nearing halftime with the Steelers out in front. Devontae Smith up over 100 yards receiving with 2 touchdown grabs. From there, we move to H-Town to check on the Texans at home at NRG Stadium. And you can see they have the lead over the visiting Seahawks. The Texans trying to gut this one out, as it would be a good victory for them if they could get it. Finally, let's get to Indianapolis to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. In that game, all tied with the visiting Patriots. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats for our visitors in the first half. And despite the fact that they're down on the scoreboard, they were able to have some success throwing the football in that opening half. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
And this offense set to go now to begin the third quarter. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. They're going to look to throw. And his throw here's incomplete. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying, we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
So a change of possession here on the punt, and the Ravens, they'll take over. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half.
Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drop.
And he fires one that's intercepted. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
And down by a field goal, they'll take over with excellent field position following the interception.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. The safety blitz staged to perfection that time as they sack him for a loss of 6.
Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously. Led to a very quick sack.
And they decided to go with the safety blitz there. And look, if that gets picked up, quarterback really has the advantage then because they'll have more time to throw the football and some wide open space. But when it doesn't, that's a guy who gets a free run into the backfield. And oftentimes, the QB ends up on his backside as he did there.
They need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
That's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. He had the distance, but it's no good. Wide to the right, and instead of tying it up, they'll remain down by 3. Down here in the third quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the second miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
Well, they tried the field goal from just inside of 70 yards. It missed, and now this offense set up nicely in midfield. On first down, Richardson. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Here's Jackson to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the first down marker.
A gain of 5 brings up 3rd and 6.
On third down, they'll try and run for it on the draw. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the first. Just a yard on the run there. That's going to bring us to a 4th down.
But this was just simply excellent defense. On this third down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out, and he is going to need to bomb this one. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good, and that will keep this a 3-point game. That would have been from way downtown. Pretty big roll of the dice, and he comes up a bit short.
Yeah, you knew when you saw the holder setting up on the other side of the 50 that this was going to be a long shot. But to me, there's really no loss here because you've shown confidence in him. Kicking it from a long distance, that'll pay dividends. And the miss, you can shake that one off. He wasn't likely to make it in the first place.
Well, this offense got to be loving this. After the long missed field goal, they'll take over on the other side of the 50, 1st and 10. And here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Here's a 2nd and 7. Wide open receiver complete. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. 25 yards that time.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. He'll look to throw. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. From 3 yards out.
And the Cougars have taken the lead here in this 3rd quarter.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is now 14-10. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Taking it about the 1. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
And the last time that they were on the field, a little demoralizing. Missed field goal. You know, always feel like you want to get it in the end zone, but then, oh, well, at least we're going to get 3. Didn't go through the goalpost, so.
It does test the mental processes of a team, though, doesn't it? Because when you miss a field goal, it's amazing how fast they want to turn on the guy kicking the ball. But you need to keep his confidence up because how many times have we seen games where it comes down to the stretch, and guess what? You need that guy to make the big kick for your team to move on or to win a game. Make sure you keep him happy. Make sure you keep him comfortable.
I'm sure you always treated the kicker nicely, though, right?
You know, truthfully, I did.
Good.
I always did because those guys, they won us a whole lot of games.
Here's Richardson, and they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. And now Jackson will look to throw it.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Jackson. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
He's 2nd in the NFL in interceptions, and you understand why. He plays a game of great intelligence, understands positioning, and has a great ability to break on the football when it's in the air.
So fun to watch his closing speed, and another example of it on that play. The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field.
The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. They'll look to throw now on first down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game, back to the ground. And he's got the first down, yardage before being taken down at midfield.
42 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Malcolm.
He fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Lewis.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. And here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now back to throw.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. They'll set up to throw. This will be caught by Brown.
And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. This offense has converted 2 third downs on this drive already. This is 3rd and 4. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end, complete. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 20-yard line. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw, and that is incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Back to throw again. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd.
Yeah, some real defensive resistance there, saying not so fast to a good drive. They had marched to the end zone the last time out.
And this offense on 3rd down today, 5 out of 9 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. They'll drop to throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And oh no, it's incomplete. It's a touchdown if he holds on, but somehow took his eyes off of it, falls to the ground, and brings up 4th down. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe, and that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. But from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
I
am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, correct? But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games? Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadruple. And that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
On third down, Jackson. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. It'll go as a sack, a loss of 3, and in turn, it takes us to a fourth down.
We've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away for pretty good yardage. At that time, they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they? That time it felt like, okay, enough of this. Let's play it the right way and get him on the ground before he does any damage.
The Ravens send their punter out now as he's on here to punt it away. Taken from just outside the 30. That'll go as a 39-yard punt. Give him 9 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense.
They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. Flushed out, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead. And thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. They'll set up a throw. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. And he's got his big tight end here. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. You hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to make it a 2-score game. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this will remain a 1-touchdown game. That one hurts a bit. That was a golden opportunity to possibly put this one on ice, but he comes up empty.
And how big of a miss might that turn out to be? Stay tuned. There's still time left on the clock. this could be critical.
Still a one-score game. Had he hit that, it would have been 2 scores. They'll throw on first down with Jackson. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
Partner, when you see a screen pass and the defensive tackle ends up making the play, you know that one wasn't sold well at all, because he should be upfield by the time you throw the pass. If not, you end up with big trouble, as we just saw right there.
They run with Richardson. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. He finds his man complete. It's Robertson. And he will have the Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the fourth. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Jackson going to run.
And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
Considering they've seen him have some big gains against them throughout this game, that's got to feel like a measure of revenge as they trap him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Now it's Jackson. And he's got it complete to Fowler.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Richardson. And he's going to be a yard short. Needed 4 but got 3.
But a good play is made on defense. Oftentimes, leverage is the key to everything. Defensive line not getting turned. All the other guys making sure they're in the right spot. And on that play, they were able to stop them short of a first down.
On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11.
So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, you know, fourth quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
The Chicago offense set to get started.
And last time out, another missed field goal, so maybe their confidence wavering a little bit right now in the kicking game.
And I'm with you on that. I think at this stage, they'd love to not run him back out there in a tough situation. But let's face it, they may have to. So right now, the head coach is talking to the offense coordinator and saying, call this game like we're going to put it in the end zone. Let's try and take the field goal out of it.
A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. I don't want to make a story where there's not one, but he threw the 3 interceptions last week. Looked a little uncomfortable. He looks much more comfortable today.
Yeah, just 1 pick so far and his team leads. So now they can play complementary football, meaning if he takes care of the ball and his offense, you know, if they're humming along, the defense doesn't have to be out there as long. He's taking care of his guys on the other side of the ball.
They're enjoying a fourth quarter advantage.
Only needing 2 yards on 2nd down.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's our visitors with the football as we get you reset. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. He finds his man, complete. It's ball. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground.
And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38.
Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. And they will take a knee here.
38-yard line, 2nd and 11.
Now a handoff running through the middle. And he's got some space here. And he is finally brought down at the Ravens' 9.
115 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee.
But Charles, we were treated to an excellent game today, capped off by that second-half comeback. This was a joy to watch.
Entertaining for us, not so much to the team who led at halftime and now is leaving here, knowing that they let a win slip through their fingers. Tough one for them to carry home.
So for our visitors,
they get an important win here to move to 11-5 on the year.